All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Ahmed Said. I am an international student. I'm an intern at Career Services with the Costello College of Business. And today I'll be conducting this workshop about personal branding specifically for international students. And we have Sangjin Lee here, and he's going to give us a brief introduction as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hangjin Lee. I am from the Office of International Programs and Services. We work very closely with each and every one of you, especially with the visa matters. When you are coming to the US and after you arrive, I'm sure you have some questions about, hey, as an international student, how do I look for jobs? What kind of work authorizations do I need so that I can stay compliant under my F1 visa status? I myself started out as an international student. I came to the US when I was 12. I was an F1 student for a long time, went to college, everything under F1 visa. Cohort is very special to me, not just because I was an international student, because you guys are international students here at Mason. So I'm very excited to, share whatever I can share during the presentation. I appreciate Kelly and everyone here at the Costello School of Business for hosting this wonderful workshop.
I would like, before we start, everyone who's joined this workshop to give what country they're from, and if they're not from like here, what is your national like country? Is what I'm basically trying to ask. So I'm from Pakistan. I came here 3 years ago.
Your English is phenomenal for being here for just 3 years.
Thank you. The thing was, while in Pakistan, I used to watch a lot of like TV shows and movies. So that's how I think I developed this accent.
Amazing.
Danny's from Egypt, Chicago, Germany. Very nice. Syria. Very cool. All right, so we can get started with what personal branding even is. Personal branding is how others perceive of you in a professional setting. It reflects your skills, values, personalities, and goals. It's the story you tell to everyone about who you are and what you stand for. So basically, think of it what you want other people to think of you when you leave the room. That's your personal brand. So personal branding is one story, as this quote says at the bottom. It's more than just your resume or LinkedIn. It's your reputation and action. It's your personality that you upfront in front of people, and specifically in a professional setting. And what professional branding is not, it's not just a logo or a tagline on your resume. It's not bragging or trying to be someone you're not. It's not only for influencers, CEOs, or creatives. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's not a one-time effort. It's something you build and shape over time. Is there anything you would like to add?
The part that especially resonates with me is trying to be someone you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You can often think about how you're trying to pretend to be
Mm-hmm.
something when you're not, but it can also work the other way, especially when you're studying in the US. Maybe in your home country, you're one of the more outgoing student. You're one of the more outspoken person, but due to language barriers or cultural barriers, you might be thinking that you're someone that's inferior than who you are right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it could go either way. Personal branding is important in that reason.
So here's some common misconceptions. So I need to sound perfect or super impressive, which is just not true. Authenticity builds trust more than perfection. You can think of someone in your own head. Like if someone is too perfect and is too super impressive, you know there's something hidden behind that person. So be authentic, be your true self. Don't like he said, don't be someone you're not. I'll focus on personal branding once I get a job. Building your brand early helps you get the job in the first place. So if you don't have a personal brand, you don't have a personality before a job, you're not going to get the job. So you need to have a way to show yourself in interviews, in your resumes, in your LinkedIn and whatnot. And personal branding is just for influencers or entrepreneurs. Reality is everyone has a brand, even students and job seekers. It's about how you're perceived. If I'm not posting constantly, I don't have a brand. Reality, consistency matters more than frequency. Even offline actions shape your brand. The importance of personal branding for international students specifically is we have international experience and we can stand out from our competition. So we need to build relationships with potential employers, increase visibility, gain credibility, and achieve our career goals. Does anybody have questions about any of this? But what I meant by stand out from the competition is we have our own experiences that most Americans don't have when we come in from different countries. When we leave everything and then come here, we have so much more experience. So we need to use that in our personal brand. So key elements of a personal brand: clarity, know your strengths, passions, and career goals; consistency, align messaging across resume, LinkedIn, and interactions. If your resume says one thing and your LinkedIn says another, there's going to be inconsistency and you're not going to be very credible. And in your interactions, you need to act just like how you put yourself in your resume and in your LinkedIn. Authenticity, be genuine, let your personality show. Relevance, speak to your audience needs and interests. Engagement, interact, share content, and show up in your field. Action ability, make it clear what others should do, connect, hire, follow. International student, when I first came here, everybody has imposter syndrome. You have self-doubt. You feel like you don't belong. You're not alone. Many students, especially internationals, feel like they don't belong or haven't quote unquote earned their spot. It's just not, especially in George Mason, we are such a diverse school. We have so many people from so many different backgrounds. We have people from Germany, Egypt, Chicago, Syria, Pakistan, South Korea. I mean, just in this call alone, no two people have the same ethnicity. Everyone is so different, and everyone is, you don't have to belong. You don't have to earn your spot. You are here for a reason. So focus on your growth, not perfection. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just take the next step. Own your story, your background, your challenges. They're not less than somebody else's. So take authority, take it, okay? Your background, your challenges, your journey and strengths are not weaknesses. Compare less, reflect more. Everyone's timeline and path look different. I heard a quote the other day: a slowed train or a delayed train still stops at every single station. Everyone is on their own path, so you don't have to compare. Speak up and ask for support. Talk to mentors, peers, career advisors. We at Career Services, we have a bunch of international students come in. They don't know what to do about with their career. It's very like iffy right now with how it is. I know OIPS also gets a lot of international students trying to figure out what to do in America if they don't belong. Is that true?
Yes, we have our own dedicated engagement team who focuses on the events that are geared towards our international population. So, yeah, stay tuned. Check your Mason emails. We have some fun things lined up for you.
Very cool. So, tips for developing your personal brand. That's going to be the next segment. Figure out who you are. Be introspective and create a list of your personal strengths and weaknesses and reflect on key questions. What motivates me? So, me personally, I like doing arts and crafts, even though it might not relate to my career. But when I get home, I like to, spend some free time trying to draw or just release my energy with crafts, basically. What tasks energize or drain me? What have others praised me for? And what do I consistently succeed or struggle? Where do I consistently succeed or struggle? Can't figure it out? Ask your friends, ask your family, ask your mentors, classmates, people who know you to get that outside perspective on your strengths and your weaknesses. Realize that your personal brand will change as your career grows, so no need to stick to one and be firm on something. You always have room for growth and you always have room for, vice versa. The best strategy is to choose a particular area you'd like to focus on and let it evolve over time. We at George Mason also have a thing called success coaching where we take your Clifton strengths. It's a 30-minute quiz that you take. You get your top 10 strengths, and then we will tell you how to use these strengths to succeed in life, not even just in career, but in relationships, in leaderships, in clubs and whatnot. So I would highly recommend taking that as well. Determine what you want to be known for. Your personal brand is more than a reflection of who you are today. It's a roadmap of where you want to go. Think about the career path that you want, the traits you want to be known for, and the skills you need to grow. Then take steps that align with that future vision. So ask yourself, in 5 years, what do I want people to say about me professionally? This is the biggest question you need to be asking yourself when trying to determine your personal brand. What do I want people to say about me professionally? Not even in 5 years. What do I want them to say about me when I leave the room? So that is your personal brand. Define your audience. So you need to determine who you're trying to reach. Industry thought leaders, recruiters, individuals at a particular company. Knowing your audience helps you shape the right message. Choose the platform, LinkedIn, website, portfolio. Instagram is really big now. Focus your tone, style, and content. So, example would be targeting recruiters, focus on LinkedIn. Targeting clients, use portfolio or a personal site. The more clear you define your audience, the more effective and relevant your brand will be. You have any comments?
Nope. Knowing your audience is half the battle, in my opinion.
Yeah, knowing your audience is, I mean, that's what they teach you in marketing, right? Knowing, so you need to pinpoint on who you want to target, who you want to leave the impression on. So research your desired industry and follow the experts. So identify thought leaders and successful professionals in your target field. Don't just follow, study how they communicate, go through their LinkedIn posts, see who they communicate with, how do they communicate with each other, what they share, and where they're active. So blogs, LinkedIn panels. Ask yourself, what skills or traits do they highlight? How do they position themselves? What makes their brand stand out? Learn from them, but aim to add your own voice and value. Imitate them, then do one better. So be someone where 10 years down the line, who's going to be in your spot, going to be looking at you the same way how you looked at these people. Okay? You can't build a standout brand without knowing who's already leading in your space. So finding your voice and style, look at your favorite LinkedIn posts. What tone do they use? Do they use casual, motivating, technical? Do they use a bunch of pictures? Do they use videos? Do they use like graphics? Are there like people in the graphics? Which one feel relatable to you? That's a clue to your style. Reuse how you naturally explain things to friends or classmates. If you're great at simplifying ideas or adding humor, bring that to your brand. So I know some of my friends, very sarcastic people, okay, but sometimes can be annoying, but it's fun to have them around. They're, great humor. Um, that's what I would imagine their um personal brand to be. So post one short thing using your voice. Try something I learned this week as an international student. Keep it informal. You're not writing an essay. You're not being graded for this. This is just you and your personal growth. Record yourself talking about a group project or goal, then play it back and listen. Is it enthusiastic, serious, clear? That's your natural voice. Use it in your bio or elevator pitch. Prepare an elevator pitch. Your personal brand isn't just what's online, it's how you introduce yourself in real life. The elevator pitch is how you express your brand verbally in the moment. It's your chance to communicate your core message clearly, who you are, what you care about, and what you're aiming for. Think of it as the spoken version of your LinkedIn bio, useful in interviews, networking, or even group projects. Something I will tell you guys about is Theo. It is our own career services AI that we provide students. It can help you practice your interviews, it will help you practice your resumes, and it will help you practice your elevator pitch. I have tried it myself. I got like a 32% rating on it. So I did practice and practice and practice 3, 4 times, and I got it all the way up to something like 80. Still not the best, but practice makes perfect. So I would highly recommend checking out Theo. So embrace networking. Okay. Networking is something that I still struggle with. This is something I do need to work on. Um, Connect with alumni, professors, and peers, attend webinars, career fairs, and networking events, follow up with short message on LinkedIn, ask for a 15-minute coffee chat or informational interview. And it helps your personal brand because it builds credibility, opens up warm introductions, increases visibility, and helps you learn the language of your industry, reinforces your professionalism and makes you memorable, and shows initiative and positions you're curious, not just job seeking. Do you have any comments on networking?
Absolutely. These are really, really great information. But one of the things that I would love to share is that I got my first job through my professor. He took pity on me. It's because I visited his office hours frequently. Not when I have just questions, but sometimes just to sit down and have a little coffee, right? So the coffee chat is great. I think a lot of Mason professors hold their own office hours that they're a little bit different. Some professors have this open door policy where if their door is open, you don't have to have a booked appointment to go and talk to them. So the more you talk to them, the more they know you as another human being, not another student. And when they recommend you for, hey, I have a friend who works for the XYZ corporation who's looking for a fit like you, then they're more likely to recommend you to those places rather than a top graded student from their class. So, build relationship. They're human beings too, especially if they have an open door policy or if they have a designated office hours, talk to them, visit them, buy them a coffee. They would love that.
Mhm. Perfect. That is something I will start doing because I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't been taking advantage of, taking off out going to office hours, meeting up with professors, but that's a great insight. Danny has said there's a link to register for Costello Careers AI Theo. So what I was talking about, just click the link, it'll ask you for your email and that's basically it and your first name. Just input that and then you'll be able to gain access to Theo. So as for informational interviews, builds your personal brand by showing curiosity, initiative, and professionalism. Let others associate your name with thoughtful questions and genuine interest. Reach out to professionals in roles or industries you aspire to enter. Keep it short, 15 to 20 minutes. People are more willing to say yes than you think. Ask questions like, how did you get started? Or how is this field evolving? Or what advice do you have for someone like me who's like entry level or an international student? Use these conversations to share a bit about your goals and experiences. Even if there's no job now, you stay top of mind for future opportunities. Builds your personal brand through others' voices, not just your own. Act like a testimonial. People trust what others say about you. Ask former managers, professors, mentors, or team leads who know your work. Use LinkedIn to request recommendations that reflect your strengths. Make sure recommenders are comfortable being listed as a reference. Recommendations help you stand out to hiring managers and build credibility. Keep it professional, polite, and offer context when you ask. Do you know the difference between someone who networks and doesn't network? Someone who networks can and will have recommendations and recommenders who can help them build their career. And people that don't network have a very limited or a very, very small group of people that can be the recommenders. So good to network with people and grow your network, basically. What should I talk about? Share your story as an international student. Your journey is unique and powerful. Never be shy, never be ashamed of your journey. Talk about cultural transitions, academic milestones, and personal growth. Post reflections, milestones, or lessons learned on LinkedIn or in a blog. Internships and part-time jobs. Gain industry-specific experience and showcase it on your resume or LinkedIn. Volunteering. Highlight leadership and social responsibility. Projects and competitions demonstrate your expertise and teamwork skills through real work.
Yes, especially with the internships and part-time jobs. So for international students, I mean, it's much better to work paid, but unpaid internships are also part of the equation. If you want experience, you may want to start looking for an unpaid internship. They're more likely to hire
Mhm.
international student because they need help. But yeah, of course, after the unpaid internships, maybe the paid internships would come on your way. So starting somewhere, I think is important.
What do you think about volunteering?
Yeah, so a lot of students misuse the word volunteering with unpaid jobs. So volunteering is truly doing something that is out of your norm. So if you're a computer science major, if you're a business major, and if you are working for an accountant for free, that doesn't mean you're volunteering, you're working without pay. But
Mhm.
that way, you need a proper work authorization to do so. A volunteering for a business school student might be going to Washington, D.C. to help out a homeless shelter, or volunteering at a public library to reorganize the books that were returned. Like those are called a true volunteership that is not related to your major, but using your time outside of your comfort zone to highlight leadership or social responsibility. So, don't confuse volunteering with unpaid work. And if you're not sure, come to OIPS and ask us, hey, what is considered volunteership? What is considered an internship or unpaid job? We'll be
Mhm.
happy to highlight those things for you.
So, topics to avoid: political views. Do not bring this up. Everyone has very varying political views, so it's best not to bring this up. Cultural and religious commentary. Absolutely not. Unverified or misleading information. So, something you heard on certain news sources. If you know they're unreliable, don't bring them here. Confidential academic or workplace information. Most positions will have you do some type of training where they tell you what information is confidential. So don't share that with anyone. Inappropriate jokes or memes. It makes some people uncomfortable, so don't do that, please. And your personal life, it's best not to bring it up. Grow your online presence. One of the most important aspects of personal branding is making sure your online presence is engaging to hiring managers, coworkers, and others, even if you're not on the job hunt. Your online presence will likely look different depending on the medium you choose. Ensure consistency in your story across platforms, but tailor content to where your audience is most active. LinkedIn. Why focus on LinkedIn? So it is basically a online resume. It's where your professional brand lives and thrives. Recruiters, peers, potential employers, check it to understand who you are and what you offer. Complete your profile and use a professional photo. We do have a headshot booth in our office, free to use. There's never a line ever. It only takes 2 to 3 minutes. Wear a nice suit, wear a collared shirt, come on in the office, take a professional photo. It's not going to hurt you. Shows you're serious, trustworthy, and professional. Key traits that strengthen your brand. Highlight industry specific keywords, helps position your brand clearly within your desired field and boost visibility in searches. Quantify accomplishments, demonstrate credibility and value, turns vague claims into proof of impact, which builds a strong result driven brand. The last one basically means is add numbers to your claims. Add, I increased office productivity by 50%. That's a number. I tended to 30 different customers every single day, 7 days a week. Those are numbers. So quantify your accomplishments. Other sites. Oh, before we continue, I would like everyone to paste their LinkedIn link in the chat. So when you open up your LinkedIn personal page, you can click on the public profile and URL, and you can change it to be something that is, doesn't have a lot of letters and it's just your name. So this is just my name, and then since MSA itself was taken, I just added '03 since that's my birth year. So I would highly recommend editing your URL. I made this banner from Canva. Very easy to make. Just put my name, put my major at the bottom, a grayscale because it matched my profile picture. Add me on LinkedIn. I'll add you back. So some other sites is for personal website or portfolio. Best for creatives to showcase work, resume, and contact information. Instagram is great for visual storytelling, student involvement, and campus life highlights. TikTok, create short, informative, or skill-based videos, especially useful for Gen Z outreach. Reddit, join niche communities, share expertise, and learn from discussions in your field. Remember that your personal brand isn't just online. We've talked about this a little prior, but we can talk about it more. Your brand is more than just an online persona. It's how you carry yourself at home, in the office, and even on your daily commute. Your reputation is shaped by how you treat others, handle responsibilities, and show up in group settings. Be someone others want to work with, collaborative, dependable, and respectful. Real leadership shows in small actions, not just titles. How you behave online speaks just as loudly as your posts online. Examples of strong personal brands. So we have Psy, showcasing skills growth as an international student in data science. Let's take a look. Great banner, tells me everything I need to know. It tells me he knows SQL, Python, analytics, AI, and data visualization. I need to add that to mine as well because mine just says management information systems. I need to add a little bit more information. So you can see he has 500 plus connections. I know he's dependable. And we can look at Michael, personal branding and clear career growth strategies. Oh, look, we're in one mutual group in Technology Investor Club. I don't even remember joining that club. I'm apparently in it. But great headshot. You can, like I said, come into our office. We have a free headshot booth. Host of Netflix How to Get Rich. This is great. And then we have Dan. Great. So we have a little brief discussion, brief examples of how a strong personal brand or LinkedIn should look like. So creating your personal branding action plan. Review your online presence, check current post content, clean up irrelevant ones, update your LinkedIn photo, headline, summary, experience. I would recommend updating it every few months or a year. If you change your jobs, please update it. I know a lot of people who don't update their LinkedIn, and it's not a good look. Draft your 2 to 3 sentence elevator pitch. Also, again, try to use Theo. Follow 3 to 5 industry professionals online. Post on one of the topics we discussed earlier. Request a recommendation from a professor or supervisor. Set one goal for the next 2 weeks. For example, attend an event or post again about it. Do we have any questions? Or do you have any other comments that you want to add?
No, but this is great. I really especially love the fact that you went over how it's not just about your online presence. It's easier to discover who you are, but it's also very easy to pretend.
Mhm.
But yeah, you need to focus on both online and offline presence. What you conduct as a person will go very far. And like I said, build those connections. Start with somewhere where it's a little bit more comfortable, but professors can go a long way. Yeah, but and use Mason's resources. I didn't know Theo existed, which I think is a great tool. And free headshot. I mean, I took my headshot when university life had an all staff meeting. There's like a twice a year kind of thing. But if you can
Mhm.
get it updated more often, why not, right? So
Mhm.
use your resources. Costello School of Business is a really, really well organized um, part of George Mason with a lot of resources. So please use them.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know about half the resources that George Mason provides. So half of the things that I found out was through Reddit, the George Mason Reddit, and I saw we have a bunch of free resources. We have a bunch of student discounts on like I think Pandora, if I'm not wrong. Rosetta Stone, that's the one. Rosetta Stone has a free membership if you're a George Mason student. There's a bunch of things you need to learn. You pay so much tuition fee, especially as an international student. Out of state tuition is insane. Okay. I don't need to tell anyone about how insane it is, but use resources. There's a lot of free stuff here. Go to events. They give out free food. They give out free swag. Also, don't just go there for the free swag. Go there to network, meet other people, build your personal brand. But I feel like that's about it. If I'm gonna stay here for a little while, I'll wait for any questions and then feel like we're good to go.
One thing I would like to also add up, Matt, is that your job authorizations can take a while.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are about to receive a job offer, or if you are looking for job offers, or you're thinking about working for spring 2026 or summer 2026, come to OIPS and talk to us about
Mm-hmm.
different strategies so that you don't have to wait for your authorizations to come in while you have already committed to work for a company. Yeah, we see a lot of students ask for I-20s last minute. You know, we have over 4,000 students, international students at Mason, and there is a handful of advisors that are assisting these students. So we need at least 7 to 10 business days, which means up to 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
to authorize anything. So, you know, if you have something in mind, or if you're about to receive a job offer and you kind of want to know what's up or what's next, come
Mm-hmm.
to IPS. We have our drop-in hours, so you don't have to have an appointment to see our advisors on Wednesdays and Thursdays
Hmm.
between 1:30 and 3:15. Again, it's a
Oh.
5-minute quick conversation, but you can talk to our advisors without making an appointment. Or if you need like a 30-minute conversation to kind of map out what you want to do, then you can call OIPS and make an
Mm-hmm.
appointment. I am one of the advisors that are available to talk to you about anything that's in your mind.
Perfect. And where's the office located?
It's in Student Union Building 1 in Fairfax,
Mm-hmm.
on the fourth floor. But I'm actually here in Mason Square on Mondays and Tuesdays if you are looking for like an in-person kind of thing. But
Perfect.
do give me a heads up. I'm going to type my email here. Do give me a heads up of when you want to visit because if I am talking to another student, I can't talk to you. So
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Hopefully, we learned something new. Please give a small survey. There's going to be a link in a follow-up you'll receive. Put it out just to let us know if there's anything wrong I did. Maybe I could improve. Everyone has room for improvement. Just let me know. Take the small survey, please, and thank you. All right. Bye, everyone.